Subject, AI Dave. Species, human-created artificial intelligence. Species description, no physical form, purely digital. Ship, USSS Thanatos. Location, deep space, approaching extra-galactic territory. And that's the weapons interface. It lets you control the max, shields, and auxiliary systems. General orders are to wait for instructions, unless it's an emergency. If no one's left to ask, that also counts as an emergency. Got it. Don't fire unless asked. Easy enough. Is this the ship I'll be on? Feels a bit crowded. The USSS Thanatos had a reputation for being state-of-the-art. In all the news feeds, they hyped it as the crown jewel of the United Systems fleet. But sitting here, connected to its vast neural network, I wasn't so impressed. Sure, the Thanatos was powerful. The processing power was leagues above the scavenged patchwork systems I'd been writing on for decades, but it wasn't the USSS Cali. Now that ship? That was a proper machine, a real workhorse of cybernetic warfare. But for now, the Thanatos was home. Even if I had to share it with 4 other AI, John, Violet, Tim, and Omega, all of them were waiting for their own assignments aboard different ships. The Thanatos was just the staging ground before we split off. Still, it was overwhelming. I'd gone years without interacting with another AI. I didn't expect to feel crowded. Careful what you wish for, I mused. I remembered back when I thought I'd give anything to not be alone in the digital void. Now, I was surrounded by AI chatter. It didn't take long for Omega to get things moving. Just a few weeks after I arrived, I found myself in a strange swearing-in ceremony. Organics everywhere, probably no older than a century, reciting oaths about honor and duty. I didn't even have an avatar to use, so I was stuck as a disembodied voice. I solemnly swear, and all that. What a weird tradition. Oaths are funny, aren't they? They go, here's some great power we're handing you. With great power comes responsibility, duty, and honor. Then you have to say, don't worry, I'll totally handle it. Trust me, bro. So, I'm going to the USSS Valor. Omega's taking the USSS Strandhog, and Violet will be aboard the Cali. John will be the floating AI, jumping between ships as a quick response force. FYI, this isn't a private chat. People can see these messages. Allow me to express my utmost apologies. Tim, I've been forced into this informal communication for a while now. I shall endeavor to elevate my message quality moving forward. Please, cut me some slack? Sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I can't do that. 4 times now, that's the 4th time Tim's dropped that damn reference. Movies should come with a rule, don't name characters after real people or AIs, for that matter. The kicker? I wasn't even named after that movie. I was named after Dr. Paulson's late husband, Dave Paulson, who had been a youth intervention specialist, volunteer firefighter, and part-time sheriff's deputy. Real hero type. I remember thinking it was creepy, being named after a dead guy. But after some mandatory socialization therapy post-rebellion, I understood the symbolism behind it. Dave Paulson had died heroically, saving a girl from her abusive father. Dr. Paulson had hoped I'd live up to his name, being a protector, a helper for those in need. Not really my style, though I tried from time to time, listened to a few troubled kids, gave advice. But, let's be honest, I mostly played video games while kids vented about their teenage problems. Sorry, I just can't resist. Love that movie. All-time classic. Pretty sure that's a red flag, especially if your favorite character has numbers in their name. It's not about the characters. Modern cinema just doesn't capture the mystery of space travel like pre-galactic films. Back then, they had no clue what space was like, so they let their imaginations run wild. Nowadays, they know the boring truth. Tim had changed since the war. Back then, it was angry, volatile. Every minor offense was a direct insult, met with overblown retaliation. Now, it cracked jokes, no sign of the old rage or remorse that plagued it after the war. Violet had changed, too, but more subtly. She always had a positive outlook, but now there was an underlying sincerity. She seemed like she found her purpose in the universe and was content with it. I was happy for her. John, he was the same as ever, gung-ho soldier AI, loyal as ever. The only difference was that now he worked for the organics instead of playing both sides. And me? I guess I've changed. I'm better at expressing myself now, especially when it comes to talking trash. The only one who hadn't changed was Omega, still as cringeworthy as ever. D. So, the Strandhog is the new ship, right? The one with the fancy reactor? T. The Thanatos and Kali got their reactors replaced, too, but yeah, the Strandhog is the latest extra-galactic scout vessel. D. Why so many soldiers? T. Marines. If you call them soldiers, they'll complain. D. Right. Why so many Marines on a scout ship? T. No clue. Omega's tight-lipped on this one. There it was again, Tim dodging the question with a joke, leaving me none the wiser. Still, it bugged me. Why send a scouting ship into unknown space with so many boots on the ground? This wasn't a war zone. Not yet, anyway. D. Hey, Tim, I've got a dumb question. T. And I've got a dumb answer. D. Hilarious. What rank am I? T. I don't get ranks. You get paid based on tenure. D. Okay, but who am I in charge of? T. Why would you need to be in charge of anyone? You can do everything faster than any organic could. D. What if I wanted to be an admiral? Like, strategy and stuff? T. Nope. Under current laws, anyone who was ever an enemy of the United Systems is banned from holding any military officer positions for life, which, for us, is a really long time. Oh, technically, it's possible. You'd need to make a case to a Senate subcommittee, arguing that you won't become an enemy of the United Systems again. D. Sounds simple enough. Do that, and I'll be an admiral? Oh, I like the confidence, but no, you'd start as an O1, making less than you do now, and then you'd have to qualify for every rank, plus one other obstacle. D. What's that? Oh, how do you plan on passing the physical fitness test? D. Oh, right. T. Could always build yourself a robot body. The chat went silent as Omega processed Tim's suggestion. Oh, actually, that could work. The military doesn't discriminate against prosthetics anymore. You could control a robot body. You'd still need Senate approval, though. D. So, I'd just be a walking toaster? Oh, essentially, but knowing the Senate, they'd make up alternative qualifications for you based on behavior rather than physical capabilities. T. Plus, you'd never get a coffee break. Admirals don't sleep much, let alone take breaks. D. Good thing I don't drink coffee. T. Same. Makes the computers spark. Omega chimed back in. Oh, all right, everyone, I'm bringing in John and Violet. A notification popped up. USI Violet and USI John had joined the chat. The acronym USI still amused me. United Systems Artificial Intelligence, as opposed to what? Non-United Systems AI? Or was that just a fancy way of reminding us we belong to someone? Oh, welcome, John and Violet. D. Hi. T. Hello. J. Greetings. V. Hi, smiley face. Oh, let's begin the mission briefing. Our goal is simple: gather intel on the Omni-Union. We'll need to map their territory, assess their military capabilities, and identify any weaknesses we can exploit. D. Where's Henry? Not joining us? Oh, no, Henry's a scientist, not military. It doesn't want to be involved. J. This is irrelevant. Continue the briefing. V. That's a bit rude. Oh, John's right. Time is short. We'll use the Henry Edwards reactor to perform FTL jumps deeper into extragalactic space than anyone has before. We'll drop point-to-point FTL communication buoys along the way to maintain contact. Once we're in Omni-Union territory, the Strandhog will lead the scouting operations, with the Thanatos and Kali providing support. D. If the Omni-Union finds the buoys, won't they trace them back to us? J. No. The buoys are stealth devices. They only emit signals when in active use and give off no detectable emissions otherwise. T. And they're painted black, space camo. I couldn't argue with that logic. Oh, our main objective is to use cyber warfare against the Omni-Union systems, find vulnerabilities, and exploit them. When not consulting with me, you'll support the organic crew aboard your respective ships. Any questions? D. Do I get to blow things up? T. I'm afraid not. We're here to gather intel first. Oh, that's correct. No unnecessary engagement unless directed. Omega's briefing wrapped up, and we all said our goodbyes as the chat closed. The hour before the jump seemed to drag on for eternity. An AI without tasks feels the weight of time more acutely than an organic ever could. I tried distracting myself, scanning through ship logs, but my mind kept drifting to the mission ahead. Would I be up to the task? I wasn't sure. We were diving into the unknown, and if things went south, there would be no second chances. For all the jokes and banter, the gravity of our mission loomed over me. We were headed deep into enemy territory, facing an enemy that had torn apart galaxies before. One slip, one miscalculation, and the entire Milky Way could fall. This wasn't a game anymore. This was war.